How do you deal with pain in life? Pain's guaranteed. There's no question about that. But the question is, what will you do when the different types of pain in life hit you? There's so many varieties and shapes for pain. There's bad calls from referees, bad breaks in life, to fractured tibia, fractured relationships, broken contracts, broken lives, an empty bank account, an empty house, a losing season or losing your spouse. It's a death of a dream, death of a loved one. Too many bills, not enough skills. There's division on your team. There's a tumor on your spleen. You're 1 point short. You're done with your sport. What are you going to do with all this pain? We need to trust in God. That's our only hope. There's a guy named Job from the Old Testament. And he lost everything. I mean, his wife, his kids, he had boils all over his skin, on his body. His health was deteriorating. But he continued to trust God. His friends said, Job, why don't you just curse God and die? You must have messed up pretty bad. You must have sinned in a big way. But Job said, no, I'm a righteous man. I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't even looked at a woman lustfully. I'm not sure why God's doing this. I don't know what's up, but I know I'm doing the right thing in life. And at the end of the book, God says, Job, I need to ask you some questions. Where were you when I made the entire world? Where were you when I made the foundations of the earth, put the sun in its place and the moon and the stars? Where were you when I created every creature and animal and person on this planet? And God was saying, I'm sovereign, Job. I'm in control. You don't understand what's going on, but you need to trust me. So we've got a choice as we respond to the pain in our life. And there's 3 ways those choices can look. One is the analogy of you take a pot of boiling water. Take a potato and drop it in that water. What happens to that potato? It goes soft. It's like when we go passive. We just shut down. We experience pain and we go, man, I don't care about anything or anyone, and I'm just going passive. What if you take an egg and put it in that boiling water? What happens to the egg? It gets hard. And that's bitterness. We get bitter at the pain in life. We start to get defensive and shut people out. What if you take a coffee bean and drop it in boiling water? What happens to that coffee bean? Not much, but when you crush a coffee bean and then drop it in the water, now it changes the properties of that water. It turns it into this delicious drink with a beautiful aroma that most people in the world love to drink. You break it, you drop it in there, it impacts that water. And that's a picture of our lives when God begins to crush or allow the crushing in our life, when we feel that pain. Are we going to be passive? Are we going to get bitter? Or are we going to allow God to use that experience to be a delicious aroma that draws people to Him as they watch us? People are watching us to see how we deal with pain in life. As a Christian athlete, they want to see, how are you going to deal with that injury? How are you going to deal with the coach putting you on the bench or that bad call the referee just made? What will you do? Your response can either draw people towards God or make them think, man, you're no different than I am. We need to trust in God when the pain in life hits.